The Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry relevant Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 industry Gender View Invitational Bull Sale will offer 65 Gender View is 50 records. 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 Gender View is 50 records.
Yeah. different numbers in there. There's 1054 and 1055. 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 Different Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results of the first of our Simmental classes. That's class 318, heifer 8 months and under 12 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1050, 1050, Allendale Flirting with the Barman, exhibited by Allendale Red Simmentals. Second place goes to catalogue number 1044, Allendale Cherry on the Bar, exhibited by the Allendale Red Simmentals. Third place goes to catalogue number 1051, Silver Linings Wish, exhibited by Silver Lining Simmental. And fourth place goes to catalogue number 1046, Allendale MW Whole Lot of Bling, exhibited by Macy and Wyatt Seppi. I'd like to call on our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on the first of our female classes.
Thanks, Brian, and it really is a great pleasure to be here this morning, and I want to thank the Queensland branch of Simmental Australia for inviting me along here to judge. It really is a great pleasure, and it's certainly a milestone to be here on the 150th year anniversary of RNA. So, look, we've started off with a tremendous group of females here. The young heifer that I've got up on top, I had no hesitation in putting this female in first place here today. Tremendous length of body, just a whole lot of style in that female, and when she pulls up, she's just so balanced. She's lovely through that udder region, and there's so much capacity in behind that female. But when you stand in front of her, the neck extension, that wonderful carriage of head that female has, no doubt she was going to be my first place getter here today. The female I've got in second place, a little bit deeper through the barrel, probably a rib shorter than the female, but still carrying the same style and femininity as the female that I got in first place. Still very sound on those feet and legs, and a lot of capacity in this female. She's good through that udder region, and two very good exhibits leading this class. Different type of female as we move into third place. She's going to be a big broody cow, this one. But it's very hard to judge these females when you come into a little zappy class like this, to come up against two females of the quality of the two that we had in first place. This female, you can see through her udder setup that she's going to be a big milking female, and there's a lot of growing to happen in that female yet, and that's what placed her in third place over the female I've got in fourth. A very stylish little heifer in fourth place. Lovely neck extension again on this female. Type of female we breed in our herd, probably a little bit just outshone on the day with the performance of the female that's above her, but she is a lovely stylish little heifer, and congratulations to those 4 place getters.
Thank you very much for that, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to class 319, Simmental heifer 12 months and under 16 months. As I mentioned previously, for those of you who are tracking your catalogues, catalogue numbers 1054 and 1055 were supposed to be and were exhibited in the previous class. So we only have the 2 exhibits to parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results of Class 319, Simmental Heifer, 12 months and under 16 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1053, Silver Linings Willow, exhibited by the Silver Linings Simmental. And second place goes to catalogue number 1052, LGA Willow, exhibited by LGA Simmentals. I'd like to call in our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on this female class.
Thanks, Brian. And the two females that we got in here are two different styles of females. The female I've gone with has a little bit more natural thickness. And if you just lead off for me, thanks. You know, I love this female style, and I love the capacity through that back end of that female. But what I really do like is that teat placement underneath this female. I think she's tremendous through that reproductive area. She's tremendous length of body, and she carries it so well as she walks out of the ring. The female I got in second place here, a little bit fuller through the brisket and a little bit weaker through that loin. She's very mobile, but just doesn't have the same natural thickness and capacity of the female that I placed up above her. But two good exhibits. Thank you.
We now move on to Class 320, Simmental Heifer, 16 months and under 20 months. Just while we have our exhibits parading before our judge, just a reminder to pop into the Suncorp Bank Hospitality Marquee for some delicious sandwiches. It's with funds raised benefiting Toowoomba's Hospital Foundation. So everyone's welcome to head over to the Suncorp Bank Hospitality Marquee. Also, if you're looking for a feed, there's plenty of spaces at the Machinery Hill. There's a 4X Bar and Grill, there's the Woolworths Steak Bar, there's Railway Cafe, Dairy King Soft Serve as well. So encourage you to go and have a look there. And just a reminder also that just for today, there's the Just Country and Ariat store in the John Reed Pavilion. They've got a sale on today. Exclusive Beef Week deals on denim, tees, hoodies, westerns, shirts, caps, gear bags and more, but it is just for today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now of the last of our junior heifer classes in the Simmental ring. This is class 320, heifer 16 months and under 20 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1057, Ellendale Smoking Hot Assets, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmentals. Second place goes to catalogue number 1056, VC Cream Soda, W021, exhibited by Emily Lambkin. And third place goes to catalogue number 1061, Ellendale Flirtin and Gucci, get that one right, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmentals. I'd like to call on our judge to comment on this female class.
Thanks for that, and certainly an interesting class with a lot of diversity. The female I've gone with on top, I think she's the most structurally sound female in the class. If she leads off, thanks. I love the neck extension on this female that carries into a very, very strong top line. A lot of capacity in the back end of this female. And when we start comparing them as we go down the line, you'll see what I mean by the length from her hip to pin. There's just a lot more room in her than that female than there is in the female that I've got in second place. When you compare the two, she's a little bit tighter through that heart girth. While she maintains a lot of style in this female and lovely neck extension, she's just a little too tight through that heart girth, and she's just displaying into a little bit of a roach in her back there. But in saying that, there's so much style and femininity in this female, she'll be an easy one to work with, and that's why she's in second place. The female that I've got in third place, there's a lot of capacity in this female, but she is in a bit of an awkward stage, and it's starting to look a little bit gangly. She's a little bit weaker through that loin area, which is what's placed her in third place as opposed to the female that I've got in second.
That's great. Thank you very much for that, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the judging of the junior and reserve junior champion Simmental heifer. I'll have the first place getters of our previous classes to parade before the judge. It's catalogue numbers 1050, 1053 and 1057. have the award of our junior champion heifer. We'll just have the second place getter in that class to parade before the judge for the for the reserve championship. Ladies and gentlemen, the results now of the junior Simmental heifer, junior champion Simmental heifer and the reserve junior champion. Our junior champion is catalogue number 1050, Ellendale Flirtin' with the Barman, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmentals. And our reserve champion goes to catalogue number 1044, Ellendale Cherry on the Bar, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmentals. I'd like to call in our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on the first of our junior female champion class.
Yeah, thank you. And as we start moving into the broad ribbons, hopefully you can see what I've done here. Look, when you look at these two females, you start at the front end and they're almost peas in a pod, these two. The head, the neck extension, they're just really, really feminine, really sweet heifers. But once you get in behind the shoulder, then they start to change a little bit, and that's what's split these two. I've gone with a heifer that's a little bit more length of body, and I think she's going to be a wonderful cow. When you have a look underneath her, you just envisage this female. She's so well balanced. When you get in behind her and you have a look at, there's a lot of natural thickness and a lot of top in this female, but she carries it so well and then maintains that femininity. So if you lead off for me, please. We'll lead these two off together as we go. So they're just two really beautiful heifers, and they're different in their own way. But when this first heifer walks past, just have a look at the natural thickness in this female as opposed to the female that I've got in the reserve. Look, there's a lot of thickness in there, but there's a little bit of hair there as well. But she prepared really, really well. She's got a lot of heart girth, but the natural thickness. I think that when this female grows out, this one I've given the purple ribbon, I think you'll see a much more productive female as opposed to the female in a second. These other two females down the back here, lovely females, but just outshine on the style of the females that I've gone with on my championship. But 4 very good exhibits.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results of our junior bull class in the Simmental ring. That's class 321, bull 8 months and under 12 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1065, MLM Wolverine, exhibited by Monique Miller. Second place goes to catalogue number 1064, Coal Creek Warrior, exhibited by Matthew and Cody Lukritz. And third place goes to catalogue number 1060. Oh, sorry, we've only got the 2 places on this one. Yep. Let's call on Marty to comment on the first of our junior bull classes.
Quite an easy winner, this bull in this class. He's the most mobile bull in the class. He's very well put together, this guy. He's got good hoof structure. There's plenty of presence about him, but the natural thickness and muscle composition of this bull is certainly admirable, and there's no doubt he was going to win this class. As we move down the line, it's hard to split hairs here, but when you look, we have a calf here in second place that hasn't had the same start as everyone else, and that's clear to me and also clear to everyone standing around the ring. But we had to split these two, and I think he's sound enough compared to the black bull that we've got that didn't place here this morning, who's clearly got an issue going on there with the testicles, and there's only one testicle down. That's a bigger concern to me than a bull that can get around the ring. So 3 decent exhibits.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you some details of the bulls parading for our judge. Catalogue number 1067 weighs 504 kilograms, has a P8 measurement of 5, rib and eye muscle of 3 and 102 square centimetres. Catalogue number 1068 weighs 646 kilograms, fat measurements of 10 and 8, and an eye muscle area of 114 square centimetres. The results now of class 322, bull 12 months and under 16 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1068, Dragon Valley, exhibited by Dragon Valley Simmentals. And second place goes to catalogue number 1067, Coal Creek Warlock, exhibited by Matthew and Cody Lukritz. Call on Marty to comment on this bull class.
Yeah, thanks. An easy winner in the class here, the bull that I've given the blue ribbon to. He's a bull that's soft enough, good and clean through that shoulder, but the natural thickness in this calf, if you just lead off, thanks. He's very well balanced, mobile enough, this calf. he's good on the move. He's good through the shoulder. Lacks a little bit in behind the shoulder, but he's clearly a bull that carries far more thickness than the bull that I've got in second. And it's not just thickness; it's natural thickness, and that's what giving away the bull in second place. A bull that you got to admire for his length of body, but outshone on the day by the sheer quality of the bull above him.
Just checking, is there anyone from Ellendale Red Simmentals? Could you just come up? Yep, there you go. It's all good. Found who I needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now of class 323. Simmental Bulls, 16 months and under 20 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1072, Coal Creek WhatsApp, exhibited by Matthew and Cody Lukaritz. And second place goes to catalogue number 1073, Silver Linings VB, exhibited by Silver Linings Simmental. I'd like to call on Marty to comment on this bull class.
Two very different types of bulls in this class, and I've had to go with a gut feeling as to what would be a little more commercial relevant, and that's the scale that we've got in the bull in first place. If you just lead off for me, thanks. At 17 months of age, he's got enough growth there that we'll see him do all right. He's not overdone. Look, he gets along okay. We perhaps could like to see him a little bit thicker in behind the shoulder and then carry back through that back end. But, he hasn't been prepared the same as the bull that we've got in second. The bull we got in second is a month older than that bull, and you can see he's already starting to lay fat in places that are not quite as admirable as you'd like. You know, the neck of the testes is actually fully closed in now, with fat laying down through there, and particularly through his brisket as well. There's not a lot more growth left in this guy, and unfortunately we're just giving it to the bull with a little bit more scale.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the results of our championship class. This is the junior champion Simmental bull. It's catalogue number 1065. MLM Wolverine W10, exhibited by Monique Miller. And our reserve championship goes to catalogue number 1068. John? Catalogue number 1068. Dragon Valley Wasabi, exhibited by Dragon Valley Simmentals. To sash our junior and reserve junior champions, we have John Pocock from Ellendale Red Simmentals. And I'd like to call in our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on this championship class.
Yeah, look, I really love the style and balance in this little black calf. He gets along very, very well. He's adequate through the performance, and there's no doubt there's plenty to like about him, and that's why he's got the purple ribbon here today. In comparing him to the bull that I've got in reserve, he's a little bit better in behind the shoulder, and you really got to admire the natural thickness of the red calf, but he just doesn't have that same balance of muscle pattern back through in that shoulder. It doesn't have that same style that I'm looking for as well. But in saying that, you got to love the capacity and the natural muscling that's in this calf, just outshone on the day by the sheer style of that black calf.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're now moving on to our senior cow or heifer classes in the Simmental ring. The first class is class 324, heifer 20 months and under 24 months. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of class 324, Simmental heifer 20 months and under 24 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1075, Ellendale Pistol Ann, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmental. And second place goes to catalogue number 1074, Coal Creek Vader, exhibited by Matthew and Cody Lukeritz. To call on our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on this female class.
Yeah, look, the female with the blue ribbon is a clear winner in this class. She's a female with plenty of neck extension and plenty of length of body and plenty of style. I certainly wouldn't want to see any more condition on her, Jules. But I'd say sometimes that's not the heifer's fault. But, you know, she gets along well and she's plenty of length of body in her and plenty of softness. I think she's going to do a wonderful job. The female in second place outshone on the day by the sheer capacity, that female that leads the class. But you got to admire the length of body in this female.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, the next class was to be class 325, cow or heifer 24 months and under 30 months. However, both of the exhibits have been withdrawn. So we move now on to class 326, Simmental cow 30 months and under 36 months. We also have two withdrawals in that class, leaving us with one exhibit to parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the result now of class 326, Simmental cow 30 months and under 36 months. In first place goes to catalogue number 1078, GK Ultimate Keepsake, exhibited by BK Livestock. I'd like to call on our judge to comment on this female class. Sorry, Marty's going to reserve his comment until the championship. Just as those exhibits the exhibit is leaving the ring, we now move on to class 327, Simmental cow, 36 months and under 60 months. good, Matty. Ladies and gentlemen, the results now of class 327, Simmental cow, 36 months and under 60 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1082, Ellendale Cowboy Killer, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmental. And second place goes to catalogue number 1085, Silver Linings Trixie, exhibited by Silver Lining Simmental. Now I'd like to call on our judge, Marty, to comment on this female class.
Yeah, thanks. And it took a little bit of sorting out, that's for sure. The female that I've gone with on top, I think, is the easiest female I work with in this class. I think she's tremendous length of body, tremendous feminine outlook in this female, and lovely neck extension. She's got, I think, the as far as udders are concerned, she's got the best udder in the class as far as longevity is concerned, and you can certainly see the quality of the milk that female has when you look at that calf behind her. I think when that style then balances out into the calf as well, she's certainly throwing on all of her attributes to her progeny. The two females that we've got down for second and third, I mean, it was a juggle between the two. I've gone with a female which has a better pelvis structure and back in through that back end. A lot of natural thickness in this female and a very, very good rear attachment. You look at this female and you look at the potty behind her, and I think she's done what we all want to do, and that's breed on one better than her, and I think that's a very sweet potty behind that cow. The female giving away a little bit in her udder integrity in this older female in behind her, but she doesn't have the same quality of calf as the female that's in second place. But in saying that, you can see the amount of milk that she's producing. She's certainly doing a great job. Congratulations to those three.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. We now move on to the judging of our senior and reserve senior champion cow or heifer. Ladies and gentlemen, our senior champion cow or heifer for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show in the Simmentals is catalogue number 1078. GK Ultimate Keepsake, exhibited by BK Livestock. And our reserve senior champion is catalogue number 1082, Ellendale Cowboy Killer, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmental. I'd like to call in our judge, Marty Rowlands, to comment on this championship class.
Yeah, thank you. Two lovely females here that are in our championship. I've gone with the red female here. Look, I think as a unit, they really display all the characteristics that I like. You know, when we look into them a little bit deeper, I think both of these exhibits could parade on a little bit better and walk a little bit better. But I do love the capacity of this female, and when you're comparing the capacity through the heart girth region, there's a little bit more in this red female than the black one, in my opinion. She's a female that's got a little bit more natural thickness, and she's good in behind the shoulder. That's what lets away the black cow a little bit. She's just a little bit tighter in through that shoulder and in behind the shoulder. But, you know, she's a lovely female. Just could be a little bit better on the move today. But two very good exhibits to round out our senior champion.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. And also I should thank Carly Williamson from Double K Simmentals for sashing our champion and reserve senior champions. I believe she's back for the grand champion as well. And we're now about to move on to that class. So we'll have our junior champion, catalogue number 1050, and our senior champion cow, catalogue number 1078, to parade before our judge for the grand champion exhibit.
So at the pointy end of the stick here now, we've got a lovely heifer down here as our junior championship, and I do really love the style and the neck extension and the length of body. I think this female has got a big future ahead of her. There's no doubt about that. And we've got a cow down the back doing a tremendous job on that calf. Yeah, she's a very functional cow. She's a very sound cow, and she's a very safe cow. And when you compare these two, I don't think there's a lot difference in the type and style. The heifer may be a little bit longer in the rib, but you know, at the end of the day, I think there's not going to be a lot as they mature out, not going to be a lot between them as far as quality is concerned. And today my grand champion is my cow and calf.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. So, ladies and gentlemen, our grand champion, Simmental cow or heifer, for the Royal 2026 Royal Queensland Show. It's catalogue number 1078, GK Ultimate Keepsake, exhibited by BK Livestock. To sash our grand champion, we've got Carly Williamson from Double K Simmentals. And we also have presenting our Elders Shield of Excellence, Jenny O'Sullivan from Elders Studstock. In addition to the Society's sash, our grand champion also receives a trophy from the Australian Simmental Queensland branch. Rachel Hughes, if you could just come over to the tent in the Simmental ring. Rach Hughes. Ladies and gentlemen, just providing some information on the bulls parading before our judge. Catalogue number 1086, weighs 836 kilograms. Fat measurements of 11 and 8, an eye muscle area of 125 square centimetres. Catalogue number 1087, weighs 996 kilograms, fat measurements of 11 and 8, and an eye muscle area of 140 square centimetres. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now of class 328, bull 20 months and under 22 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1087, Sixpence Park Velocity, exhibited by Dragon Valley Simmentals. And second place goes to catalogue number 1086, Silver Linings Vintage Ale, exhibited by Silver Lining Simmental. I'd like to call on Marty to comment on this bull class.
Yeah, thanks for that. And an interesting class, and not an easy class to judge, that's for sure. Look, I've gone with a bull that has a little more scale than in comparison to the bull in second place, where it's almost 200 kilos difference between these bulls, and not a lot in age. And at the end of the day, when we look at the performance data that's attached to that as well, there's almost 20 centimetres in eye muscle. So I think he's stepping a little bit short on today, but I think if someone really gets behind that bull and chases him along, I think he'll do a little bit better. But when you look at the depth of body and your depth of heart girth in comparison to the bull that we got in second place, there's a big difference there. And whilst he's a moderate frame bull, he doesn't handle those back legs quite as well as the bull that I've given the champion, for the first place. But in saying that, two handy bulls.
That's great. Thank you very much, Marty. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have any exhibits in the next... Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now of Class 331. Simmental Bull, 30 months and under 42 months. First place goes to catalogue number 1089, Silver Linings Union Jack, exhibited by Silver Linings Simmental. And second place goes to catalogue number 1088, Ellendale Red Hot Dream Date, exhibited by Ellendale Red Simmentals. I'd like to call on Marty to comment on the senior bull class.
Yeah, thanks. I've gone for the white face bull here today. If we just lead off, thanks. For a bull of this scale, he certainly is 152 centimetres in the eye, and he gets along quite well. You know, he's a tremendous length of body, but it's that overall heart girth for him. Like, he's just so deep through that heart girth in comparison to the bull that got in second place. A bull that I love the style and I love the neck extension. Just getting about here today is just a little bit held up and is a little bit full through the neck of the testes for mine. But in saying that, I really do love that style. It's just outshone by the depth of body of the other bull on the day.
Thanks for that, Marty. We now move on to the judging of our senior champion bull. We'll have our first place getters from our previous senior bull classes to parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results now of our senior champion Simmental Bull and our reserve senior champion. Our senior champion goes to catalogue number 1087, Sixpence Park Velocity, exhibited by Dragon Valley Simmentals. And our reserve senior champion goes to catalogue number 1089, Silver Linings Union Jack, exhibited by Silver Linings Simmental. I'd like to call in our judge to comment on this championship class.
Yeah, thank you, and quite an easy decision once we changed leaders on the bull. That's exactly what I was saying before. He's stepping a little bit short we changed the leaders on the bull, and he's a different bull altogether. Yeah, he got along quite well, and you know what, I really love the front end setup of this bull. Tremendous head on this bull, lovely laid in shoulder, gives away a little bit in behind the shoulder, but he is so damn soft, and he's so deep through that body. Look, he's a very, very safe, and he's far more versatile than the bull that I've got in reserve. A bull that you've really got to admire for what our breed is known for, and that's depth of body capacity and sheer power. And this bull has all of that, except he's just a little bit robust through the front end for mine when you compare the two bulls together. But in saying that, this is what the breed's all about. We're a terminal breed, and he's displaying all those characteristics we like. He's just outshone on the day by that front end power and performance of the black bull.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. And I'd like to also thank Kim Grono from the Elite Cattle Company for sashing our champion and reserve champion. We now move on to the judging of our grand champion, Simmental bull.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, two very interesting black bulls in the ring here. We got our senior. I really love the front end on this bull and his tremendous length of body, and he's getting around now really, really well since we've got it changed. We'll change back. But anyway, he's a beautiful bull. He's lovely and soft, and we got a potty there that he is plenty of style in that calf, and he tracks particularly well. He's good through that front. He's good through that shoulder, and today he's my grand champion. as we bring this calf up, the style in this calf, there's tremendous style, tremendous natural thickness, and he's got that style that I just love. And I think that at 10 months of age and 500 kilos, he's touching on 100 eye muscle and 6 and 4 at that age, and that's the sort of figures that we want to see at that age. And he certainly is soft, and he's versatile, and he certainly has the style that he's going to have the versatility, breed some wonderful females, but he'll have the thickness to breed some powerful bulls. And I'm very happy that we've had these two in the ring here today, and I'm certainly very proud to be a Simmental breeder, and we have a look at the versatility of our breed, and have a look at the types of markets that we can cover, and it's a good place for our breed to be in, and he's a handy calf, and I have no doubt he'll go on, and we'll see a little bit more of him yet. So congratulations to those exhibitors.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. So, ladies and gentlemen, our grand champion bull for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show is catalogue number 1065, MLM Wolverine W10, exhibited by Monique Miller. To Sash, our grand champion, we've got Kim Groner from Elite Cattle Company. In addition to the association Sash, our grand champion bull receives the Elders Shield of Excellence, sponsored by Elders Limited, and a trophy, perpetual trophy from the Australian Simmental Queensland branch. So in the Simmental ring, that brings us now to our group classes. So for those that are tracking the catalogue, we don't have any exhibits in class 332, pair of bulls. So we move straight on to class 333, breeders group. So this is 3 animals, both sexes to be represented, bred and owned by the exhibitor. and all animals must have been entered in the general classes. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of Class 333, Simmental Breeders Group. First place goes to catalogue number 1090, the group exhibited by Allendale Red Simmental. And second place goes to catalogue number 1091, the group exhibited by Silver Lining Simmental. I'd like to invite Marty to comment on the first of our group classes.
Yeah, thank you. And an easy placing here for me to use the red group as the champion group here for the exhibitors group. You know, the style in these cattle is admirable, and it's they are just picture perfect as far as style is concerned. The length of body is all similar. I really do love that first heifer, but you go back into another female, a very, very useful female, and a useful bull that tails out there. But it's the overall style of that team puts them above the team that I've got in second, a very commercially orientated team in second there. But they don't carry that same style or flexibility as the red team. But in saying that, there's a lot of milk under that cow in the middle, and just not the same structural correctness as some of the individuals in the other group.
Thank you for that, Marty. We now move on to the final class in the Simmental ring. That's class 334, the Progeny Stakes group. So this is 3 animals owned by the exhibitor with both sexes to be represented, and all the progeny of one sire or dam. We should have one. Silver Linings.
As we bring in this last group here today, I'd like to take this opportunity to again thank Simmental Australia and the Queensland branch of Simmental Australia for inviting me along to judge here today. It's been a long time since we've had a Simmental breeder actually adjudicate over the breed here at Brisbane Show, and I really do appreciate, and I have enjoyed myself today. And as this group walks around, we only have the one group in the class here, and look, they are worthy of the progeny group. But you look across these cattle, and you can certainly see the sire of the dam of what has happened here and what has occurred. We've got a smaller framed animal, but we have an animal that is easy doing and easy fleshing and easy covering type bull. So, but that group is quite even. There's probably one bull at the front there that's a little bit of an outskirter, but in saying that, it's quite an even group in their style and type. But again, thank you very much, and thank you very much to everyone for sticking around, and certainly to all of our Simmental members who have come along here today to watch, and certainly those that have put in the time and effort to bring cattle. We're starting to drop back in our numbers, and we haven't been here for a couple of years either, but it's about time it's a beef year next year, so hopefully we see lots of people at beef, and then we can have big numbers here back at Brisbane next year. But thanks to everyone for putting in the effort to bring the cattle, so appreciate that.
Thanks very much for that, Marty. And ladies and gentlemen, so the result of Class 334, our progeny stakes group, goes to catalogue number 1092, the group exhibited by Silver Lining Simmental. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the judging in the Simmental ring. I'd just like to really thank our judge, Marty Rowlands, for his commentary today. Thank the exhibitors, particularly for the organising out the back. It was awesome today, so thank you very much. I hope everyone enjoyed the spectacle of the judging of the Simmentals this year. Also, I'd just like to thank my fellow stewards for their help in organising today's judging as well. So thanks everyone. That concludes the judging for the Simmentals, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.